In this video, I'm going to talk about functions in PHP. Functions are a piece of code that can be used again and again. Now, consider here this simple function. We can create a function using the function keyword and giving a name to the function. Inside the function, whatever code we write, it will be executed when we call the function. Now we call this function by name and giving this parenthesis. As you can see, it's showing hello world here. So we write echo hello world, and it's showing hello world here. If we call this function several times, it will echo the hello world as many times as we call the function. Now we can also give parameters to the functions. Here we can have several parameters, but for this function we just give one parameter, and we put this parameter inside this string. Now instead of the word, we want to echo something else. So whatever we give inside, whatever we give the parameter to this function, it will show that value. So here we have the function hello2, and when we call this one and give it the word, it will show hello world. And if we want to give something else, as you can see here, we call it again, and it's showing everyone. So based on this parameter, it will show the value here. So we can call this function any number of times and give any values. It will show hello something. We can also pass values to the function, as shown here. I'm giving this name here inside this variable, and we pass this value to this function. So as you can see, it's saying hello Salim Subi. So because we pass this variable as a parameter to this function. Now we can give multiple arguments also to the function. As you can see here, we created another function called say hello tree, and it's giving greeting, target, and punctuation. So we concatenated these values, as you can see here, greeting and the target and the punctuation. So now let's call this function. As you can see, we here give the greeting, just a string greeting, and the name because we have here, and the punctuation is the exclamation mark. As you can see here, all these values are concatenated as shown here, greeting, Salim Subi, and the exclamation mark. So as you can see, we created these functions with different parameters and with different arguments, and it did something for us. Now we create another function, a more practical function like adding two values. We created a function called addition, and it takes two values and sum these two values and return this here. So we can, instead of echoing something, we can also return the values from a function. As you can see here, the sum of the values are returned. When we call this function here, it's not showing anything here, but returning a value. So here, an addition is returning a value, which is the sum of 3 and 4, which is 7, and we take the value and assign it inside the new val here, and then we echo this value. So we can have functions with a combination of these characteristics that we stated previously in this video. We can have function without argument, with argument, and with return values. Now we can also use it in logical expression. Now addition of 5 and 6 is 11, and we are checking in this expression against the 11 value. If these two are equals, and it will become true, and then it should echo yes. Now it's showing yes here. And functions return one value. If you want to return multiple values, we can use an array to do that. Here now we have the add sub with take two values, and we add these two values, and then we minus these two values, and we create an array of the sum of these two values and the subtraction of these two values, and return this array. When we get this value, when we call the function, as you can see here, when we call this function, it will return an array. Now we use the first element of an array, which is the 0, 1, as you can see here, when we create it, and we echo, as you can see, add, when we add the value of 10 and 5, it's 15, and when we subtract 5 from 10, and it will be 5. So it will show in here, as you can see here, we have a result, the result as an array, and we whatever we want to do with the result, we can do it.